Hey there, friends and viewers. What's up? It's Hengest. Gonna be showing you guys a replay of a Lux match I played recently. I would ask you guys if you like seeing these sorts of videos, just me casting replays of that I played in the past. But based on the results, I don't really need to do that because I have a couple Nidalee carry videos I posted that are doing really well. People like to watch that sort of stuff. So Lux is my second best, if not my best champion. She's my favorite right now. I just really like her in more ways than one. But yeah, I'm just a huge fan of Lux. She's actually probably one of my oldest champions that I've preferred to play next to Nidalee. I think she's definitely my number 2 and has been for a long time. Check out this super early first blood up here. Gangplank trying to trade with a Pantheon. It is Spear Toss versus Parlay up there. But anyways, enough about that chatter. This is a dual queue with Cromar. Big Daddy Cromar, Chief Director. Sometimes I'll just be, editing at 3 a.m. or something, and Cromar will call me and be like, hey man, you want to play a match? Because he's more faithful than I am. He actually does a fair amount of solo queue. And, well, let's just say he gets frustrated when he loses, so he calls me, of course, right? I mean, who you gonna call? Ghostbusters! This guy's asking how the Pantheon shield works. Actually makes it so he has pretty much 2 abilities active at level 1, making it very difficult to trade with him. But anyways, enough about that. As I was starting this match, I'm going to start with excuses really early. When I started playing this one, I was rendering a video because I'm trying to bust out content for this channel. And my frame rate was all kinds of sluggish. So I'm getting hit by death rays and my last hits are terrible. But I'm laying against Victor, and he's probably my number 3 or my number 4 mage right now. So I don't know. I really like to lane against champions that I know well because I just counter them a lot easier. And oftentimes what Victor players do is they count on the fact that their opponent doesn't know how their champion works. So they'll throw down like a gravity field and get overly aggressive and then expect you to back down because you don't know what the gravity field does, etc. He just took a tower hit there. He's also a level ahead of me because he's been clearing minions faster. There I go, catching up. Cromar's taking it real easy. Didn't need to gank top because of that first blood. We're going to focus primarily on myself, as this is probably, well, it's the hardest Lux carry I've done in a while. Spoiler alert. Although it starts off pretty sloppy Joe, as I said. At this point, it's like 96% done rendering. I'm like, alright, don't gank my lane until it's done rendering, man. I can't handle this right now. I can't even last hit. Excuse King Hengest. New skin. But as you can see, even though the Pantheon had an enormous advantage, what did he buy? He bought a Doran's Blade and a Ward when he went back. He's still losing his lane up here in terms of farm and EXP to this GP, which makes 0 sense. He has 8 CS when he had all that free lane there. I don't know how that's even possible. But yeah, he's calling for a gank, I think, for Amumu now, complaining about it. The joys of solo/dual queue. I don't know. I can't stand solo queue like I've told you guys 1,000 times, but I honestly don't think the dual queue is any different. I think the matchmaking system is exactly the same. It's just that if you're, solo lane and jungle or bot lane combo, it's easier to carry, so you just, I don't know, you just tolerate the enemy or the ally players more, I suppose. Makes it easier to play. Ooh, Cromar taking 1 extra tower hit there unnecessarily. This is a jungle Jax, by the way. This is Boris 811. Let's take a look how our bot lane is doing. Everything's standard, except for this, what am I saying? They have a support Ahri, who I think just builds straight up AP. But she did start that fairy charm. And a completely erroneous dive there from that Caitlyn, throwing her life away. Seeing that Jax there, I think I might have been out of range of his leap strike, just barely, as he wanted to time his stun, his E on me right there, straight out of the bush. But landing that bind on Victor, he didn't have a chance to throw it on a gravity field. That was a nice job negating that gank, if I may say so myself. Look at this Jax, though, going balls to the wall in our friendly jungle. I thought that he was chilling out in this bush, but apparently he was down here stealing Amumu's golems, so we'll see if he pays the price for that. He's going to leave the small one there, and probably will catch sight of him. Come on, Vayne. Do something with your life. There we go. Amumu just got sight of him right there. He's definitely going to lose that exchange. Nobody can really exchange with Jax at this point in the match in the jungle, if I'm not mistaken. Mountain Sages assembled down below, but Yeah, he's dropping the ball pretty hard here. Cromar's still alive. Kiting around, but finally getting picked off there by Caitlyn. And I don't know, I expected the Jax to keep moving and missed my binding right there. Landing a kill, and I'm really curious where the hell this Caitlyn was going. I thought he was going to try to make the escape, but he actually goes for the tower dive. So I flash over the wall, and I wasn't sure if I hit that binding because it happened in the bush. I was easily going to grab that kill. I had the red buff, but the Vayne flashes for the kill steal. I mean, I'm used to getting kills stolen, but he flashed for the kill steal. So at that point, I'm pretty pissed off. I already know some of these guys are either European or Asian because of their pings. We were playing at like 4 a.m. And so I didn't expect him to be able to communicate very well. But come on, this guy. Just wait. You'll see what I'm talking about. So you guys know me. I can't stand getting kill steal, let alone somebody flashing for a blatant kill steal, even when I had red buff active on my target. Here we go trying to gank the Victor, and he gets really ballsy and actually turns to fight Hamumu. But Cromar whiffing his bandage there. Gonna mean we can't land that kill, unfortunately. So what did I buy when I went back? I went double Dorans, and yeah, I don't know. This is a pretty decent build here for Lux if you're able to deal with jungle ganks well. If you don't really need potions at this point in the match, the only other thing you would consider is tier 2 boots and maybe start building a core item. But double Dorans is really good on Lux because of the mana regen. Overall, she's just a very mana intensive champion, especially if your jungler's a Mumu and he needs the blue. Even in some cases I go triple Dorans, but I'm not a triple Dorans kind of guy. Triple Dorans is like I'm trying way too hard to carry this match. Maybe just missed a little bit of binding laser action there on Victor. That was an example of him getting overconfident, thinking I don't know how Victor works, but hey, I might as well have designed Victor. I know how well he works. Just kidding. But upstairs looks like Pantheon called for another gank. Jack's looking to do some trading with me. I've got to be careful actually. This is a very nail-biting matchup there. Jax versus Lux, because it all depends on the binding. If you miss the binding, that's a free leap strike he has. If he gets bound, then he's going to be sustaining a lot of damage and get kited around. But Jax should win that engagement in 8 out of 10 times in my opinion. You know, Nunu pulling off perhaps a premature absolute zero there. But it looks like they're going to land a double kill. If Ori can, ooh, missing with the Chaos Orb, or excuse me, Foxfire Orb, whatever it's called. And yeah, she does get that kill. As this is not really a support Ahri. I don't know. She's building, I think she has AP runes, and she just rushed that Philo Stone. Not really sure what this Nunu was thinking there, but the GP ult going to secure that kill. Handed up 2 assists for that one. So at this point in the match, we're actually quite a bit further ahead based on team kills alone. My score 2-0-1, participation not so hot. In fact, Pantheon's gotten 4 kills on GP up top, but still managing to pace with him on farm, so not really sure what that's all about. At this point in the match, I'm definitely done rendering right now. I've got my game face on. I'm like, alright, Cromar, anytime you want to start roaming around, I'm good to go. And at this point, I'm contemplating. I'm like, alright, if I get a couple more kills, I'm going to try for the Mage Eyes. Every time I play Lux, I feel like I'm like, alright, I got to get the Mage Eyes. Just because, as Pure Shield told me when I first started playing this champion, good Lux never dies. And that's actually mostly true. If you land your bindings and you're not engaging in unbeatable odds, you should never really die. That's why Mage Eyes is pretty much designed for Lux, is because she's the assist queen. And if you're playing Mage Lux, you also get the kills. And if you're playing properly, basically, it's not really a question of properly, but if you're playing well, you should never really die. So that's the plan. That's the theory going into Lux play, is that Mage Eyes, I would say before the 15-minute mark, is an extremely powerful build if your team is ahead. But I never seem to do it. Maybe it's because I'm a pussy. I don't know. But look at this. Victor teleporting in on that Vision Ward just in time to get smashed by that Lux laser. That was a really nice hit there. Accidental, but I'm going to say it was on purpose. Did a nice job evading the Singularity, but the binding enough to finish off the job. I'm going to try to save this Nunu. I didn't take my shield. Foolishly, Caitlyn switches to me. I think she could have got that kill with a Peacemaker, but she decided to try to trade with me instead. And she actually stays in lane right now. So we saw Pantheon go down for whatever reason. 4-0, Pantheon loses in a 1v1 to a Gangplank. Just kidding, Jax is up there. But yeah, this Caitlyn does a really stupid thing and stays in lane against me right now. All it takes for me is a flash and a light binding Didn't even really need to use my Ignite there, although I wasn't sure if she had her flash up, she could have escaped. In hindsight, no, she didn't have her flash up, so red buff would have done the job, but the Ignite was fine. And take a look at this guy. The same asshole that flashed for a kill steal just pinged retreat like 10 times down here because he thought I was taking his farm, when really I was only freezing the lane and killing an enemy champion. So, yet again, the second time this guy has managed to piss me off. Love Miss Angel. Right. Okay, there we go. I finally bought the Mage Eyes. That's 11.5 minute Mage Eyes. That's really early. What you can do instead of this is just go with 1 Dorn's basic boots and go for the Mage Eyes. That's kind of like a poker all-in strategy, because if you die and you just don't do well, it's a complete waste of gold and you're going to be way behind because of it. But if it works out in your favor, it can actually be very, very powerful. So it's like a risk-taker build. But what I just did right there is pretty safe. I mean, Mage Eyes at this point in the match, it's easy to sell it if you don't do well. But if you do well, it's kind of like a compromise. Yeah, you wouldn't get the full effects as if you had bought it earlier. But hey, 11 minutes, it's not bad. Here I'm unaware of this Jack's positioning right now. So I could actually get killed very easily. Yet again, he tries to come in with his stun leap strike. Again, way too early on his stun. Could have pursued that kill on me because I did get stunned in that gravity field. But I think I was actually shrouded. They didn't see that I was stunned. They thought I got away. But yeah, that's exactly how Lux Jax exchanges will happen. If you land the binding on him, in that case it happened while he was in transit from his leap strike, then you're pretty much going to negate the Jax no problem. But if you miss that binding, you're in a world of hurt, because he's quite the counter to any sort of a mage that doesn't have CC. So there we go. Actually whiffing my laser there. So I have this problem now where my keystrokes are getting faster and faster. My overall APM is faster and faster than when I started playing this game. So I line up my skill shots, but you know how you click in different locations just to move around, just keep your champion moving. It makes it harder for you to get hit and all that. Better positioning for skill shot. You always see players just spamming right click all over the map. I do that same twitch reflex in between, like a light binding laser, for example, and it just moves my skills. So I actually completely whiffed that laser. And actually, apart from missing those last hits in the early game, I do miss 2 lasers in this match, and that's really the only mistakes I make. Look at that last hitting dragon right there with no bonus. That was pretty awesome. But yeah, I did miss that laser. It's a big fault of mine. Unacceptable at this point in the match for that to be happening. But yeah, it could have gone worse. We still got the binding on him. Here I'm telling Chromar, Matt, you got to be careful. This is a horrible position for us. All 5 players are all up in here in our mid lane right now. Got to be super careful. He could have easily got caught. And I was curious what happened with that Caitlyn ult. She canceled her ult, which would have killed me. And I think I didn't completely whiff that laser. I hit somebody, but it definitely didn't hit the target I was focusing. So yet again, my twitch reflex is fucking up all over the place. And miraculously, the Ahri survives that one. And the GP ult actually saves her life as this Vayne tries to kill the Ahri, but oh boy, does he just barely get away. Oh, I love you, Miss Angel. It's a good thing you stole that kill early, man. So you get that extra Dorn's Blade. That really helped you out there. He didn't even buy a Dorn's Blade. He rushed Zeal first. What a guy. But anyways, after having missed my 2 lasers, I'm like, alright, that's enough. It's not going to happen again. I'm good to go. How many stacks are my Mage Eyes at? We got 2 stacks right now. Increases ability power by 16. Really need to get more assists and kills in order for it to pay itself off. I don't remember what the general statistic is. I think it's like at 8 stacks. Maybe it's 12. That Mage Eyes becomes cost effective in terms of ability power. But the whole thing with Mage Eyes is getting 20 stacks. I mean, come on. You can get ability power from so many different items. I mean, yeah, it is economical to have moderate amount of stacks on Mage Eyes because it gives you a lot of ability power. But at 20 stacks, you get that 15% CDR on a champion like Lux. I was telling Chromar, it's like the Malphite ultimate, unstoppable force. You don't die because you have a light binding churning out like a freaking Tommy gun. It's so powerful. I honestly think that Mage Eyes is the strongest on Lux because she's got support abilities that make it so easy for her to rack up assists, which bring in those Mage Eyes stacks. More importantly, she's super dependent on CDR, always has been. I always run CDR runes when I'm playing Lux. Just sniped the Ahri. Hit her real hard, but didn't get the kill. Good thing Vayne got it though. I'm really happy about that. Just barely surviving that Caitlyn ult right there. I thought for sure I was gonna dive, and I knew for a fact they were gonna dive me here. But landing the binding on Jax, even if he flashed leap striked me right there, he didn't even take flash. This guy, he took exhaust instead. He still would have been hit by that binding, as long as that tower just like it's like 0.5% HP. It still would have killed him right there. So Jax foolhardy. He was all kinds of Galahad. He's like, For Honor! And came in and got bound. Dead. So there I go. I think I got... Did I get that kill? No, that's 2 assists. 1 on Ahri, 1 on Jax. So that's 2 more stacks on Magi's. I'm still not satisfied. I'm like, alright, come on. We need some more of these Magi stacks right now. It's at 32 ability power. I hardly ever get Magi, so you never really know how good it is. Wow. That was quite the voice crack. I haven't drank water in a long ass time. I'm on a diet of strict milk there, friends and viewers. Take a look at this Ahri. Way too ballsy. Ignite goes down. Oh man, for some reason I didn't auto-attack her there after the laser. What a stupid play, Hengest. It was an easy kill right there. I was dancing around instead of auto-attacking her. Horrible. So, I take back what I said about only 2 mistakes. That was another huge mistake right there. But I managed to force her back regardless. Coming down here, this is an awesome play. Look at Vayne. I'm contemplating, should I save this guy? I don't really feel like saving this guy. But there we go. I could have got a double kill with that singularity, but I wanted to make sure that Vayne didn't die there. And then a nice little light binding scoop shot. You can't really say a light binding is a scoop shot because the missile speed is so slow. But look at this. GP coming in for the kill on Vayne. So ballsy right here. Laser just barely... What do you call... Like, not the tip, but just the side of it. That was like the shaft of the laser right there. He just got shafted. Just the shaft. Yeah, I was barely hit that GP. That's like cut in the residue of that laser. Like the leftover light from it just killed that GP right there. But as you can see, that pretty much just murdered their team. That was 4 kills down there. Was it 4? Was it 3? Not sure. I got at least 2 kills though. Now it's cost effective, I do believe. Yeah, 80 ability power now. At the 18-minute mark. That's 10 stacks. I think it's at 8 stacks that it becomes cost effective. Maybe one of you guys in the comments can let me know. But at 10 stacks, I definitely feel like it starts to play dividends. At 12, most certainly. Yeah, Magi's, it's just one of those abilities. It's like playing poker, man. It's like bluffing or something. I guess it wouldn't be bluffing if you have the player skill to pull it off, but yeah, watch this. Watch this. Watch this play. Watch. Oh my god, that was so preemptive. I was just expecting her to walk into that binding. That's how you gotta do it. You don't wait to hit her with the binding before you finish her off with the laser. You just have to go balls deep with that strategy. And you have to trust. Use the force. Know that they're both gonna hit at the same time. Because yeah, you can get away with hitting the laser after the binding lands, but I mean, come on. Who wants to see that? You want to see them hit simultaneously? You see what happened to Ahri? Her health just evaporated. It was just gone. There's nothing left of it. She was like 80% HP because the binding and the laser hit at the exact same time. That's why I love Lux, man. If Lux was a real person, I would ask her to marry me. She'd probably say yes, too. Look at this Vayne again. Barely escaping. Actually, she didn't escape there. Oh! 3-man laser right there. I timed that perfectly so that the singularity went off at the exact same time. It's hilarious. Absolute zero taking the kill there. It's actually very difficult to hit Ahri with skill shots when she's in your grill like this. So I'm waiting to use the binding until I have a better shot. Because when she's spirit rushing around like that, right up in my grill, it's actually very hard to hit her ass. I would love to hit her ass, just saying. There we go, just the tip of that light binding. Finish her up with an auto attack. This Caitlyn is so dumb for standing in here right now. I could easily kill her, and I would have right there, except they surrendered. So what was my Magi stacks at? 16, almost 18, 128 ability power from Magi's at the 20-minute mark. That's a Lux Hard Carry if I've ever seen one, guys. I don't know. Let me know what you thought of this ability. Let me know what you thought of this video in the comments below. Love you guys. Trying to dish out some more content here. I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.